Hello, and welcome to Simple Blind Luck. I am Blind Luck, and I'll be your guide dog for our little adventure. Now, today, I'm going to be talking about blind etiquette. And I'm not referring to the proper way in which a blind person would ask to pulse the grape poem. No, this is more in reference to the way you would interact with a blind individual. And, for the most part, it's easy because you don't have to do anything. Just act the way you typically would. It's fine, I promise. There's a couple of exceptions that I will go over, but the biggest thing is not to do anything out of what you typically would do. Now, I'm going to give a couple of examples from things that I experience a bit and sometimes are annoying to me. And one of the largest, I would say, that happens more often than any other is at a restaurant. Now, I will go to a restaurant and then sit down, and the majority of the time, the individual, the server, doesn't have any idea that I'm blind. And I prefer that because things just go smoother that way. But if for whatever reason they do realize that I am blind, they will typically say getting the drinks. They will go around and asking everybody, and then it comes to me. The server will then look back to someone else in the party I'm with and go, what would he like? Well, first off, he can hear you just fine. Secondly, just ask him. I promise you, I do not bite. Now, the more entertaining situation is when the server doesn't realize I'm blind until a little later on throughout the time I've been there. So they will have spoken directly with me, engaged back and forth, and then for whatever reason, something happens and they realize that I am blind. And from that moment on, they will not be able to speak directly to me, which is really odd because it's like, you spoke with me just fine like 5 minutes ago. What happened between here and then? I don't get it. Then again, I think I know what it is. They happen to know the secret that if you do speak directly to a blind person, you will go blind. As a matter of fact, that's actually what happened to me. I know I tell people I was in a car wreck, but really it's just I'm embarrassed because there was this one day I was out walking and I came across a blind man and he asked me what time it was. And I didn't think a thing about it. And I just spoke directly to him, replying, and then bloop, lights out, I went blind. But as you can tell, the point I'm trying to make is just address them as you normally would anybody else. You don't have to do anything special. And that actually reminds me of another instance. I was actually standing outside this building waiting on some people. And I was just standing there, and a lady had pulled up in her car and she asked for directions. And I happened to know where she was trying to get to. So I gave her the directions. And then I guess after that, she noticed the white cane. So she found out I was blind because of that. The switch she made all of a sudden, she's, oh my God, are you okay? Do you need help? Do I need to call somebody for you? And it's like, lady, I just gave you help. What makes you think suddenly I'm in some danger situation? It's kind of insulting, to be honest. But things like that are very, very common. They happen a lot. Another scenario is say, standing at a crosswalk, actually walking through the streets, come to a crosswalk. If you happen to see a blind person at a crosswalk, walking around, please, whatever you do, do not just go running up, grab them, and try to start dragging them across the intersection. I promise you, you are helping nobody, and depending on who it is, that's a good way to get a cane to the forehead. All right, so you want to be careful doing that. Now, if you come up and there is a blind individual at a crosswalk, if you just have to help, if anything, just ask. Just, excuse me, would you like any assistance crossing the street? Because they could be an individual like me that's independent and stubborn that, oh, no thank you, I'm fine. Or, they may say, yes, I would like help. Okay, if they do need help, what you would do is, it's called sighted guide. And basically all you need to do is pop your elbow out to the side, and then they will grab your elbow. And then you can just take off. It is really easy to follow somebody holding on to their elbow. You know if they're turning or if they're going this way or that. It's really easy. And pretty much any blind person you come across is going to know what that is and how to do it. Now, if you are doing sighted guide, you do need to be sure and announce any kind of terrain change. So if you're coming to a curb or a step up, or if it's a situation where it's transitioning from, say, the asphalt to grass or gravel, any kind of terrain change, be sure to verbally announce that before, because that can really mess you up when you don't see it coming. It'll get you. But that's about all of the little tips for today. I will do more of these blind etiquette tips in the future, but that's going to wrap it up this time. But I'm not just going to leave you there. I will give you an on the bright side for today. And today's on the bright side is, yeah, I'm blind, but you know what? No one is ever going to ask me to come pick them up from the airport. Alrighty, well, I hope you enjoyed it and you come visit us again next time. But until then, I'll hear you later.